Good morning. My name is Father Roland, pastor here at Blessed Trinity Church in Orlando. And today is the 18th of June, Thursday, 11 o'clock in the morning. And I come to you with Pastor's Notes number 8. Just a list of things that are of concern and of interest here at Blessed Trinity in this past week and in this coming week. I'd like to start off with a number about the blood drive that we will be hosting here at Blessed Trinity, July 12th. July 12th. This has become, I think, a wonderful expression of solidarity and social responsibility for our parish as we try to contribute in whatever way we can to the healing of the pandemic which is ravaging our country and our world. Last time the Big Red Bus was here at Blessed Trinity, we were able to have 40 donors came through to give blood. 2 buses were kept busy for several hours. Well, July 12th, again, 2 buses will be here. And in this time, the blood bank people are offering free COVID-19 tests for all donors. So please consider this an appeal to your social responsibility to contribute to the health of our many people who are needing blood transfusions in treatment of this pandemic. Item number 2. We are receiving phone calls about the thrift shop and the rummage sale. These are 2 very important events and places that our CCW ladies, the Council of Catholic Women, endorse and run. The annual rummage sale has been tabled for this year for obvious reasons. This occurs in the second, third week of July, and we are still very much tied in to social distancing and the difficulty in bringing together all the materials that requires. So no rummage sale this year. And the thrift shop at this point still remains closed under the direction of our diocese. For some reason, they're saying the thrift shops are not to be opened yet. So please be patient. In the meantime, we've been doing some repairs, some painting, and some reorganizing in our thrift shop to offer even a better service when it does reopen. Item number 3, talking about masks in church. We know that this issue is a little bit controversial, at least in some quarters, but the call at this point is to indeed abide by the recommendation of our health and civil authorities asking us to wear masks in church. For those of you who come and don't have a mask and would want to wear one, please ask, because we do have masks at the entrance available for you. Our Catholic appeal. Now that's something that we haven't talked much about, but I want to simply bring it up as an area of financial responsibility. The Our Catholic Appeal is the annual collection which helps subsidize the ministries of the Diocese of Orlando, including such places as our Catholic Charities pantries, our schools, the bishop, our ministry for the disabled people. The name is escaping me right now, but the ministry for our disabled people all help to contribute by monies received from all the parishes. So at this point, our parish has indeed reached its donor responsibility and assessment, at least as far as pledges go. Now what needs to happen, of course, is for those pledges to come in. I'm simply reminding you, if at all possible, to consider that very important responsibility. Thank you. We, at this point, thinking of money, want to continue encouraging online giving. This can be done through your credit card. It can be done through direct contact with your bank account. You can receive guidance on how to establish such an account by calling our office, and someone will certainly be of assistance to you. Please know that the big advantage of online giving is that this happens whether you're in church or not. And makes for a much more stable basis upon which to plan an annual budget. Also, please know that you can change or delete that commitment. It is not something that's carved in granite. You have complete control, however that account is to be used or continued. We're looking at some time for construction work now. These are some major capital improvement projects here at Blessed Trinity that will be starting next week. We're talking about, number one, the resealing of all the windows, so the skylight windows in the church. They call that the storefront windows. They will be resealed to stop water intrusion that is occurring in a couple places along those windows. We also will be finishing, we've done part one of the roofing. We will now do part two, which is the flat roof section of the church. Now that's going to be done after the last big area of capital improvement will be the EIFS, E-I-F-S, which is the tan mantle looking, stucco looking mantle of the church. That all needs to be scrubbed down, needs to be restored, needs to be repaired where it's not working correctly, needs to be resealed and repainted. That's going to be a big project. So after all these people are going to be finished walking around on the roof, then we will complete the flat roof section of the church. All three of these areas, the windows, the mantle of the church, and the roof, are obviously very big ticket items. Part of the difficulty is accessibility. I mean, this church is very high, very tall ladders are required, or lifts will be used. It's going to be interesting to see how they do the work, but work that needs to be done. Food donation. Please consider, as I mentioned last week, I believe, to consider bringing in dry goods, or canned goods, or some kind of non-perishables that we can then pass on to Catholic charities for distribution through their pantries. They are skilled at distributing food for the needy, and we are one of their suppliers. So please consider making that simple gesture, which, combined with many other simple gestures, makes for a credible contribution. Thank you for considering that. People have been asking about holy water. Well, holy water, is water that is blessed by a priest. It's a short prayer. You don't have to necessarily go into our pool, our baptismal font, to acquire holy water. You can bring in a bottle of water that you would buy in a store, and either Father Bill, myself, or Father Ron, or Father Dick, one of us, bless that holy water, and there you go. Take it home and use it as a sacramental. Just a reminder of our church hours, open doors. The church opens at 7:30 in the morning, closes at 2 in the afternoon. This allows time to sanitize the church for the next day. The day chapel here in the Welcome Center is closed during the pandemic. We thank you for respecting that and using accessibility of the church to go toward, to pray at the Blessed Sacrament Tabernacle in the church. Big event happening tomorrow. It's called the Rosary Relay. It's a national, if not international, effort to gather people praying the rosary. And I love this, for the sanctification of priests. Whoa, that's great. Oh, God, we know we need it. And we know that your contribution of prayer will help in the support, the sanctification of our church as well. We remind you that each week our bulletin is published online at our website, btcc.org. We are not allowed to publish a paper version of the bulletin because of the pandemic restrictions. But online, you have the ongoing concerns of the parish and certainly a report on the offertory contributions of the previous week. Please know that you can access that as a parishioner anytime you wish. It's also a portal, a way you can access contributions online. Well, that wraps it up for today. A lot of little details, but all of which at one time or another were a point of interest or discussion here on our staff. I want to thank you as we continue our patient living of this pandemic. We recognize and understand that it's wearing thin. Yes, this is the time that perhaps more than most other times really will be a test for us. We ask you to abide with the diocese and with our civil government in the guidance and the restrictions it places for our safety. And number two, we ask you please to consider praying for the parish. Pray for your fellow parishioners, some of whom are probably at this point pretty much overcome with the loneliness caused by the pandemic. We will pray for you as we do in the rectory every morning at morning prayer. We pray for all our parishioners and whatever their needs might be. And if we look at this week's gospel passage, we're told that the Lord is aware of every sparrow that flies and every hair on our head. Well, he knows whatever the needs of our parishioners are. If we intercede in faith and blessing for them, we trust that our prayers will be answered. God bless you and keep you, and please, let's all stay safe. Thank you.